Hello and welcome. So you can see we've got a Hartke Systems transient attack. This is a 200 watt bass amplifier, and it's in because it's got problems with the inputs. I think I'm going to plug it in and see. It's yes, transient attack. I'm working on the Ampeg reverb rocket amp again, and that's giving me a bit of a transient attack. But anyway, so we'll plug this in, find out what it's doing, and we're probably going to have to get it out of its rack mount unit here, this fiberglass rack mount unit, and then we'll have a look. Right, I think I may have found the problem, or a problem. That I think is dry jointed, and I'm not going to switch it on to find out. I think I'm just going to take this out and investigate that. I don't fancy turning that on with that being like that. Be best not to. So we'll have that board out. That's what we're going to do. So to get that out, we have got screw, and we've got another screw there on a ground plate, mini ground plate, screw in the corner, 2 screws on the side here because we've got to take the heat sink out with it. On the end here we've got screws here as well, so you just see that now. So screws on the end on the outside. So I'm going to take those off, take all these out of the board, take those off, and see which bit of this comes loose, because if we can leave, I've got screws there. So yes, that's got to all come out together, I think, as a block, because I've got 2 screws here, but then I've got 2 there, and there's nothing else holding this end in other than those big screws, I would imagine. Right, we've got this board out, and I've left the connectors on because they were quite tough to get off, and I didn't fancy breaking those, so we've left them on, just turned it over, no problem. So we do have a problem with this capacitor here, and if we zoom in, you can actually see, we just put the manual focus on, you can actually see there, well, it's cracked all around there. So that's that may not be the problem that the customer's got with the amp, but it's certainly a problem. So what I'm going to do with these capacitors, let's just zoom out again now, is I'm going to take them out, check them over, get the old glue off there, which is cracked anyway, and test it and everything, and then I'm going to put it back in, and then we can silicone round them so they're in nice and tight. The glue's just, with age, the glue's just dried up on there. Someone's paid us a visit. You can just see on the edge of the camera there. So yes, I don't think I'm going to get much soldering done, or desoldering, until I've dished out some treats. Right, I've marked them positive and negative, just so we don't have any confusion. Last thing we want to do is put those in the wrong way round. So we're going to get this solder off. We'll be getting this off anyway, even if I wasn't getting them out, because it'll be unleaded, and we don't want to be mixing that with leaded solder, although we are going to do it to get it off there. Makes it easier to suck off. There we go. So I'm trying to do this, and I've got one eye on Pink, who's appeared again. She's had the treats, and she's coming back for more. I need to get all this off, because if I try and pull these snap-ons out and there's any solder left, it'll bust the traces, and that's the last thing we want to do. on the main capacitors. Right, so one is free, is the other free? Be very careful when you're doing this. There we go, look, and that just drops out now. Just, there we go. It looks okay. Shall we test it? We'll give it a test. Don't you step in there, missus. Right, I can we tested this. Tested, let's look. I suppose that'll go in there. Might do. See if that works. Taking a while to charge that, or whatever it's doing, such a big capacitor. I don't even know if it'll test anything this big. What does it say? Oh, pink. Oh. I think it may have swaged the battery. Give over, yo. I'll zoom in a bit. What does that say? I think I best put the adapter on it, I think, and we'll just get a bit, we might need a bit more power. I did notice the ESR said 0, so that's a good healthy sign, isn't it? Now I need, where's that other cable? It hasn't been charged up for a while, actually. This is just back out again. Hasn't been charged up for a while. Not the only person that hasn't been charged up for a while. Right, let's try again. Go on with you. Not that side because of the soldering iron. No. Go on, you'll have to go, missus. Sorry about that. Just an invasion there by pink. 7,572 with, it won't stay on very long, will it, with that in there? But 0 ohms there on the ESR, so that's it's a little bit over on the 6,870. It's a bit over, but it's not bad. And the ESR is good on that, so I think that's a good capacitor there. So I've been working on the Ampeg reverb rocket. If you've watched the previous video on it, and that's turning out to be a bit of a rat's nest at the moment. It's very badly put together. Everything's coated in wax. The circuit's being messed about with. So I've just made some more notes on there for those polarities. So because the alcohol's took that off, but I've actually written it down so I know which is which. And that's cleaned those. So yes, we're working on that at the moment, and that video should be out in a week or so, hopefully. But it's proving a difficult one. There we go, that's nice and clean there for those to go back in. And negative will go in that way. Get that in, there we go. clean that off with the alcohol. Whoops. Like so. And there we go. That looks very good. Yes, so I think we'll do the other one as well, obviously. Might as well do them both, check them both. So what is that on there? Is that just go into there? There. So I think that's just glue that we can see in there that's leaked in. Yeah, it's just glue. So we need to get, we'll get the glue off the edges as well on this one. So we've got something, a clean surface to get our silicone on there. That's got that off. So let's test this one as well then and see if this one tests as good as the first one. Let's pop it in. Let's go there. Takes a while to get these swaged. Same again, no ESR. And that is again a little bit over on the microfarads, but yeah, that's good enough. I think that's a good enough cap for me. There we go, that's nice and clean. So we'll swage him into the holes again. Some mess there. And there we go. So that sorted those out. So we'll just hoover those flakes up, and we'll just clean inside this. It's not too bad in there, but we'll just give that a bit of a hoover out as well, and then we'll be good to go. I've cleaned all the board off, and the way I do that is I just go on these paint brushes and I dust around with the hoover, just get it all off. If you're doing that, just be careful of these presets on here. You always look for those, because if you move those, you might end up over biasing it by mistake. I put some electrical silicone on those. When they've dried, they'll be solid. So that's all back together now, and it's all clean. I've cleaned the fan out, cleaned all the chassis bottom out, got the dust out of there as well. So now we're going to be concentrating on this board. So we're going to clean this board the same. We're just going to go in and just dust it off while we're just holding the hoover over it. There's quite a lot of dust on the pots. You can't see those because they're over the other side. And then we'll fire it up and try and get all this dust out. These fans do drag a lot of dust, and on the wires as well. I've brushed it off the wires, because if there is a fire in this amp, well, it's full of dust. It'll just burn even more. So it's always good to get rid of the dust when you're doing a service. We've also got a valve down here, a tube in there, and I'm not sure what that is actually. That looks a bit big to be a 12AX7 or something. Not sure what that is. It says Marshall on it. So we'll have that out and just clean the base, the socket, and then pop that back in. See if we can see what tube it is as well. Right, let's have a look at this tube in here. WK47. There we go. So I screwed that up back in there, screwed the thing back on. I've cleaned all the board there. So I have just spotted inside here, you probably can't see it. Oh no, that's just foam. That's what that is, just foam. That's something like the foam on the back of the graphic equalizer there. It's a big old beast. It doesn't weigh a lot though. Well, I think we're ready for firing this up now. Just missed that side of that. There. I think we're ready to fire this up and give it a go. See if that's cured our problem. Right, just got it fired up. I've just heard the relays click. Just pull back a bit with the camera. It seems to be running. Let's go into the passive socket. You can hear the fan swaging away there. That all looks good. So it looks like that was our problem, even though we didn't plug it in. Let's just come down a bit. Let's test this EQ. Dusty. Yeah, but that's cleared okay. Yeah, they're all cleared now. I don't like to spray these unless they're really bad, but they've clear. If they're clear, then I tend to leave them. They just sometimes they just need using. That seems to have done the trick. Let's check this contour. That's working. Yeah. Check the sockets. Yeah. No problems with the socket on that one. Let's go down to the passive, the active input. Spray some gumption in his loins. These plastic sockets are not great. So all you bass players out there, and I think that there's, I think it's Chris Hopkins Bass, is it, that subscribes to the channel, watches a few of the videos. If you're watching, Chris, just let me know a few things about this, because I don't know much about bass amps, especially these ones. Just let me know in the comments just a bit about these, if you've used them, what they're like, are they good, what, you know, just a bit of info on them. I'd appreciate that. Right, let's switch back on again. these sockets are mounted on a little board at the back here, and just checking that board, but that looks all good. So it looks like that was the fault on it. We'll have a bit of a check round just to see if there's any double dry joints, and just find something. No, it doesn't seem to be a bit careful in here. No, it all seems so that looks like the problem then. It was just that capacitor had become dry jointed and just needed a bit of attention, and while we've at it, we've just given it a bit of a clean up as well. So that's looking pretty splendiferous. It's looking pretty good, that. I don't really have, I've not got a bass to even try through this. I suppose we could try the guitar through it. But there's one or two other things I want to do before I button this amp up. So we'll switch off and we'll unplug. Some of these capacitors on here, and although they're not, you see here, although they're not unsoldered or anything, they are there as well, and there's a couple there. Those two are pretty solid, but these two here, this one and this one, so I'm just going to put some gumption around those, because again, as this amp gets moved about, eventually, which is what's happened with these really, the glue's got tired on there, with the heat cycles and age. It's nothing against the manufacturer of the amp, you know, glue doesn't last forever, does it? And they've obviously been moving about or whatever, eventually it's worked loose, you know, the heat cycles, and it cracks the tracers as well. It's a contribution. So got those resoldered with lead solder, and with having the silicone around them, though when that dries they'll be solid, and we need to do the same with these four, just so a bit more difficult with that one, but even if we just glued those together, you know, it would help. But say those two are pretty solid. These, when they've been put in, they've not been put flat down onto the board either. So, but we can sort those out. It's just small things like that, really. Nothing. Just trying to take a light off there. Again, a bit overexposed. I've noticed that on a few of the videos. Keep forgetting to turn that light off. So yeah, just those to sort out, and I think that's it. I can't see anything else wrong with it. It's running absolutely perfect, that now. So a nice little repair, that. Right, I'll get that done. We'll button it up, and we'll try the guitar through it. We've got to have a bit of a blast on it. Right, I've got this amp on here, and the fan. You can hear the fan whirling away. My days, it's like Concorde on steroids. They made it worse putting the top on. Obviously, when we were working on it, it wasn't as bad. Actually, if I take these books away, just stuck those over the top, and of course they're drawing air into this amplifier, but there's no vents anywhere. You can feel the air trying to force out the fronts here, in the gaps where the lid goes on, because it's just not vented, and that's probably not helping with the fan being noisy. So if you remember, the PV power amp have got some vents on here and here, just to let the air circulate through. But yes, that's quite a noisy fan. I mean, obviously using this live on stage you wouldn't hear it. I'm almost having to shout over it. We'll have a listen. compressor on here as well. It sounds pretty good for guitar, it's quite surprising. Let's try a bit more of that compressor. Let's try these contours. Oh yeah. Although I think they sound better at about halfway. That'll be spam again. Cancel that off, sorry about that. So this preamp here, we've got solid state and true, so I presume that's true valve. That sounds really good, I'm quite impressed with that, but I've got a bit of a brainwave. Let's try the acoustic guitar through it. And is that fan getting louder or is it just me? Yeah, it don't sound great through the 4x12, but the acoustic is very bright. You can get some real bright tone out of this. So the guitar sounds pretty good through it, acoustic, but I think that's just the cab really. But yeah, just switch it off. Blimey, that is mind blowing. I mean, again, you know, in a pub it's cranked up, you'd never hear that, would you? But in this room, by gum, that is loud. That's enough of that. So yeah, that'll do it for this one. That really was a weird video, but at least we've tried it and we know it runs okay. That's the main thing, and we fixed it. So I must get a cheap bass for some of these bass amps we repair. But yeah, that'll do it for this one. So thanks for watching. You all take care, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye for now.